I'm gonna stay hydrated today. So, I'm gonna... konti na lang yung tubig namin. Cartridges. It's piling up. I don't know where to bring those things. This shelf, guys, is ito yung shelf for packaging stuff for our business, but obviously I have our paper towels here. But yeah, these are cardstocks that I use for my business, and then like boxes like this, kailangan ko na siyang i-replenish. But yeah, they're empty and I need to buy some more packaging stuff. So, siguro nagwa-wonder kayo kung bakit ako walang work, why I'm staying at home all the time, no? If you have seen our previous vlog, I had like a portion of it na mini-mention ko kung anong ginagawa ko, ba't nasa bahay lang ako. But today, I will explain it further to you guys why I quit working and why I'm staying at home. So, I want to start from the very beginning. Why? Simula bata pa lang ako, I have this very strong passion about crafting, specifically sewing. So, nung mga elementary days ko pa lang ganyan, gustong-gusto ko na talagang magtahi-tahi ng mga kung ano-ano. I can remember myself making little purses, little bags, like hand carry purses from old jeans na kinakat ko siya and then tinatahi ko siya by hand. Yeah, ganun yung pagkahilig ko sa pagtatahi, kumbaga. And then also, I can remember from my early childhood days na parang may business mindset na ako ba na when I was in elementary, I can remember buying, I don't know, elementary or high school. I think later in elementary, like grade 5, grade 6, I can remember buying candy packs, yung nakapakit, like isang pack na candy, and then I will sell it to my classmates or like the other kids there in elementary. Yun yung ano ko, hilig ko. So now na meron na akong sarili kong business dito, parang nare-recall ko yung mga time na yun na, oh, kaya pala kasi nung elementary pa ako, nung maliit pa lang ako, is I have this passion already to have my own business, right? So kahit sa ganoong kaliit na bagay, makikita mo na may hilig ka talaga na gawin yun, right? So, when I was in high school also, naalala ko na I was making ice candy kasi nagkaroon na kami ng fridge, diba? So, I was making a lot of ice candies. Grabe, guys. Basta malalaking batch na ice candy para ibenta sa mga naglalaro sa basketball, ganyan. So, when I was in high school, medyo may baon talaga ako kasi I did that selling ice candy. Like, I think every week gumagawa talaga ako ng ice candy to sell. So, ganun yung ganun yung parang history why I came to what I am today. So, after elementary and high school, right? College. Sa college, wala akong ganun na activities na nagbebenta, ganyan-ganyan. Wala ako masyadong kasi yung course ko is nursing, di ba? We were busy, like you're gonna be busy studying, and we were always doing exams like mag-duty ka and all this kind of stuff, right? Sa nursing course, busy ka talaga. So, wala akong ganun na Pero, sumasali ako sa mga extracurricular activities. But, when I graduated, yun na, diba? There is a nursing licensure examination, and luckily, I passed it the first time I took the exam. But, after that, yun na yung reality, diba? You need to go to work na kasi tapos na yung mga baon, tapos na yung college. So, you need to go to work kasi mag-start na yung, kumbaga, adulthood phase mo. College is done. Work na from that time on. So, nag-volunteer ako sa isang hospital. And then, I don't know right now what's going on pag natapos sila ng nursing, but that time, when we volunteer, wala kaming bayad. And then, you have to go to work every single day, shifting. Like, sometimes you go on a PM shift, we call it PM shift. I think 3 p.m. to 11, I think, if I recall it correctly. And then, my morning shift, 7 to 3, I guess. And then, you go to work every single day without pay. So, that time, it really struck me na, like, what? Like, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm gonna have to go to work every single day. Like, what if I have my own family? I have my own kid. Like, ano pa bang time ko na may bibigay sa family ko, right? So, parang, dun sa time na yun, is like, reality really sink in. Adulthood reality, kumbaga sa akin. Sabi ko, I could not do this forever. Like, how can I have my freedom? Like, this is like, para kang nasa, ba yun sa Tagalog? Murag na priso ka ba? Like, it's like you're in a jail. Parang, you don't have the freedom. Yeah, that's the right term. You don't have the freedom to do what you want because you're stuck in a job. And then after your shift, you're gonna have to rest because especially when you're a nurse, it's busy. I had that thinking na ayoko magtrabaho forever that time, but also I don't know what to do because I just got out of college, and then like yung time na yun after college, para kang wala kang direction, parang there was nothing waiting for me. But also at that time na during nagvo-volunteer ako, I was also going to internet shops and like looking for work abroad or something like that no yung mga time na yun, because I was thinking that when you go abroad, you're gonna make more money faster than when you're working there locally, because especially we were doing volunteering job, there was no pay, and you have to live. Like, you finish college but you still have to ask money from your parents because you don't have a wage, you don't have a salary. So I was thinking, kailangan ko mag-abroad. So I did internet digging about that. Yung internet noon is like hindi pa masyadong like today, di ba? Wala pa masyadong mga ganyan information. And that time, marami pang scammers, and then the scammers are still, hindi mo pa ganun kabisado kung paano mo malalaman if this is a scam or not. So I had a bunch of emails coming into my inbox na ganyan-ganyan kasi pag nag-i-enter ka ng mga information mo, di ba, sa internet, daming nag-i-email sa'yo na ganyan-ganyan. Most of them are scams. Now I realize that most of them are scams. So, life must go on. So, I still did volunteer, but you know what? I cannot really recall how many... Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I could not really recall how long I took the volunteering job because I don't know. I don't remember already. I don't know why, but I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot remember how long I took that job. By that time na nagvo-volunteer ako, that's when I met my now husband. And then a few months after that, lumipad na siya papuntang Canada. Kasi nag-a-apply pala siya ng Canada nung na-meet ko siya. So, pumunta siya dito and fast forward, to make the story short, I came here too in Canada. And shortly after, I got pregnant. No, before I got pregnant, I took a job as a care aide in a government facility here in Canada, in this town that we're in right now. So, I took that job and I think I started in November 2012, and by March, around the time, I think March, I found out that I was pregnant. I took the job in November 2012, and then I found out that I was pregnant in March of 2013. And when I got pregnant, I went through a lot of body changes. Like, ang dami kong naramdaman na dumating ako dun sa point na halos hindi ako makabangon sa morning. And then the job was heavy. Because being a care aide is heavy in a long-term facility. I don't know, I could not explain it to you guys, but if you search how care aide job here works, it's very heavy. Especially if you work in a long-term care facility. So, I decided to, kasi may, na ako nun may position. Full-time position. I think I had a temporary full-time position. I can't exactly recall. But, I decided na I could not do this because pag nag-work ako, yung sakit na nararamdaman ko sa balakang ko after a few steps, grabe. And then, after a 12-hour shift, even if it's an 8-hour shift, ang sakit-sakit ng katawan ko. And then, the next morning, I almost could not get up. Kailangan ko ng help ng husband ko kasi masakit talaga yung katawan ko. Sabi ko, I could not do this. And then, I talked to the manager and I said, I need to go on a casual position because I cannot do full-time now. My body aches all the time. And then, I was pregnant. And I was so worried na baka makunan ako. So, I did that. And then, she said, okay, no problem. And then, I went into casual. And then, this casual thing here is if they will call you for a shift na more than 72 hours pa, for example, they're gonna call you today and say, we have this shift for next week. You cannot say no. You can only say no dun sa shifts na 72 hours or less. I could not really exactly remember. I think 72 hours or less. You could say no, no, I will not go to that shift. I will not work on that shift. But if it's more than 72 hours, you have to go to that shift. And what they're doing was they were putting me in night shifts, and in night shifts you're gonna be the only one working in a hallway and with like sometimes 10 residents. And that's very hard for me because the reason why I went into a casual position was because I could not do it because masakit yung katawan ko, diba? And then I was like, bakit nila ako nilalagay sa mga night shift na hindi ko maayawan? Yung mga calls na yun, hindi ko maayawan. It was around April, and then I was like, hindi ko magagawa to. I cannot do this because I was really worried na magka-miscarriage ako. So, I decided to quit, and yeah, I did quit. And fast forward, here in Canada, supposedly if you work 600 hours plus and your reason is valid, you can get an EI. It's an employment insurance benefit that if you're gonna go into labor and deliver your baby and have your baby, you're gonna have that benefit. Around half of your salary, monthly salary or bi-weekly, half of that you're gonna get while you are staying with your baby after giving birth. And for me, in my case, it was really blurry because I quit. And kumbaga sa outline nila is, if it's quitting, if you decided to quit, parang hindi valid yung reason mo. Hindi ka nila bibigyan ng benefit, EI benefit. So, I still did apply. And then I explained there like why. So, I did explain like what I went through, ganun. And luckily, I was so lucky that they accepted it. So, I received my benefits. That was a good thing. And while I was having my baby, maliit pa si Jarvis nun. As in, maliit pa siya. Mga few, less than a year. Iba, nasa bahay lang ako. And then I decided na I wanted to sew again. So, my husband bought me my first sewing machine ever. And then I like made, tiny little clothes, like birth clothes, like mga maliliit na bagay for my baby. And then while doing that, I was also updating my skill. And then that was also the first time that I was using a sewing machine. Yung sewing machine talaga ba? Kasi dati, kinakamay ko lang siya kasi wala nga akong sewing machine, diba? And it was my first sewing machine. First time na gumamit ako ng sewing machine. It was a Singer brand. And yeah, he bought me that and I keep making little things like mga, ang tawag dito, gloves for babies, ganyan. Mga maliliit na bagay. And then also, while doing that, I also explored the internet for like business opportunities. So, I think I was able to sell a little, like some items of what I made from a mommy group, Canadian mommy group. I was able to sell some stuff that I made from my sewing machine. That was a really nice thing. And also that time, I was using a cloth diaper for Jarvis. Like, ako talaga, na-obsessed ako sa cloth diaper. And I was thinking, I should sell this. Because I was in a mommy group na, like, all the moms were like obsessed with cloth diapers that time. Like, it was really an era that cloth diaper was a hit. Like, almost everybody was doing cloth diapers. There were like really obsessed moms with that thing. Nag-angkat ako ng cloth diaper na napakadami, ang dami, mga in one time like 200 pieces and like that, and then I sold it. Luckily, I sold all of it. So, that was the first time na nagbenta ako dito nang nasa Canada ako. So, nalaman ko na paano mag-ship, like what are the ins and outs, like do's and don'ts, like how can you save on shipping. So, doon ko na first experience na, oh, this is how you sell here. Like, I was doing that, but of course, I was not making enough money na hindi na talaga ako pwede mag-work. So, I was still, after my maternity leave, I was still looking for work. I looked for work, and then luckily, after a few months, it was a struggle too. After a few months, I found one. I worked in a dental clinic as a dental aide. And struggle na naman because if you work in a 9 to 5 and you have a baby, my mother-in-law was here to take care of my baby, luckily, but still, yung feeling mo na I'm supposed to be taking care of my baby, but here I'm working, and I had like a stressful experience in that job too because it's a dental clinic. It's not like medical clinic or a hospital na familiar yung mga apparatuses, right? So I was struggling, even knowing I was like going into another course, dental, yung mga tiny things, it was a struggle. And then medyo, ano pa yung amo ko, yung medyo, strict siya, yung may-ari. So another reality struck in me again, like, I really don't want to do this. Like, I don't really want to have a day job. Like, I really want to have that freedom. So, after that time, we were really struggling. Like, me and my husband were really struggling, like, financially. That was the dark time, financially, in our married life. And then, fast forward, in 2016, I was able to get a job as another care aide in a facility in another town in Swift Current, and I became a care aide there, and he also worked there as a, like, I don't know the term, but like he cleans the facility. So that time we had this 3-year-old, and we don't know na we're doing shifting. So struggle na naman kung sino magbabantay ng bata, ganyan. Nakatry kami na mag-daycare, but I had this really feeling na gusto ko talaga alagaan yung anak ko. Ayoko na sa iba kasi naka-experience din ako. It's not a good experience at all in a daycare. Naaawa talaga ako sa anak ko when he was in daycare. So, parang I had this really strong urge na I can do something about this. Like, ayokong ganito all the time, forever. And then my son is growing up, and then alam mo yun, yung gusto kong ma-experience niya na yung mother niya na ako yung nag-aalaga sa kanya, na ako yung laging nandun, na hindi yung iisipin niya na pinabayaan namin siya sa daycare. You know, ganyan. Tapos, he was also having bad flare-ups of eczema, like around his mouth and stuff, and I have to take care of it. I have to really do a routine for that eczema na para hindi siya masyadong mag-flare up, kasi naawa talaga ako sa anak ko. Ganun yung usually Asian babies here in Canada dahil sa weather. So, that time, we're still struggling. We're still struggling. Financially, like, it was really a struggle. We're still in that dark place that we were in. And then, 2017, we decided to go home to the Philippines. We collected whatever we have, that little bit of money we have para makauwi kami, because it's been a long time na last na umuwi kami ng Philippines. So, we did. November, I think late November na kami umuwi. And then, we were supposed to come back here in Canada in January. But, a tragedy happened while we were there. 2 days before kami lumipad, pabalik dito, I went into an emergency surgery because I didn't realize, nung pumunta kami ng Pilipinas, nung nagbakasyon kami, I found out there na I was pregnant. And then later on, few weeks after, I went into an emergency surgery because the pregnancy was not viable and I was bleeding from the inside, like I almost died. Literally, I almost died. He came back here without us, without me and Jarvis, and I was still in the hospital because 2 days after, I was still in the hospital and he had to fly back here kasi may work siya na naghihintay. But I already called my employer and say, like, I went into this emergency situation and I cannot go back there until a few months after, probably, because I cannot just fly after my surgery. I was still in the hospital too. So ayun yung nangyari. And then, fast forward, 2 months after, I think, talagang inano namin na makabalik na ako dito because I also had that medical benefit. I don't know what's the exact term. I can't remember, but it's a medical benefit na parang nag-medical leave ka and then you're gonna receive some amount. But if you're outside of Canada, you cannot receive that. So I came back here and luckily after that, I started receiving my benefit, but it's only for a couple of weeks. So hindi siya hindi siya ganun kalaki because the benefit is also for a couple of weeks. I don't know, I think 15 weeks. 15 weeks. So even if you're not working for a year, they will only give you the benefit for 15 weeks worth of your salary. I can't remember if it was the full salary that I have or just like a portion of it, some percentage, I can't remember. But there was some weeks that I did not qualify because I was still in the Philippines. So that was also a minus. And I did not work because I was still employed as a care aide and they gave me until the next year to go back to work. And alam mo na yung care aide, heavy talaga siya. There's times na ikaw na mag-isa and you have to like really use all of your muscles in your body to be able to move a resident. All the care aides there. I know you can relate. And I'm just a small woman, right? Maliit lang na babae ako, tapos yun yung work. And then I just had a surgery and my doctor was really saying, my OB was really saying, you cannot do heavy work for a couple of months. And also, I was listening to my body na kailan kaya ako makabalik sa work. But deep inside, I was really considering na heavy talaga yung work ko, and then I just had a surgery. 6 months will not suffice. 6 months of rest will not suffice because I feel like my incisions were still raw. If you went into a CS, mothers out there that went into a CS, mine is different. CS is like a bikini line, but mine was like this, and the OB was like, I'm sorry, I could not do an incision like this bikini line because bikini lines, like, it's parang hindi siya masyadong obvious kasi dun yung line where your underwear sits. So, hindi siya masyadong obvious. Yung sa akin, pa ganyan talaga. Ewan ko sa Tagalog. A vertical line siya and it's bigger than usual. It was 5 inches because I was dying that time. And they had to like clean up whatever was the mess inside. So, ayun. And by that time na nag-stay ako sa bahay while healing, I really explored opportunities to make money without having a 9 to 5 job. I was really in focus na gagawin ko talaga to. I will make it happen. If others can do it, why can't I? That was really my motto from then, or like from ever since until now. So I really did consider that I am capable. I can do this. If others are doing it, I can also do this, right? You just need to teach yourself how. I just need to teach myself how to do this, how they're doing this. So yeah, I just need to find out. Fast forward, yeah, during that time, like I started online businesses, like I lost money, it was not good. But that is part of learning, and that is part of the journey. It's an experience that will help you to become successful one day, because you learn as you go. And you will only fail once you stop trying, right? So I did not stop exploring whatever I can do in the internet. I started a blog. I started pretty much anything. I was really desperate to make something work, to make money off the internet, na hindi na ako mag-work outside, because I wanna take care of my son. And I said to myself, if years gone by and I'm able, when Jarvis is around 10, 11, 12, and he's able to stay home and something is still not working, maybe I'm gonna go back to work, and then I don't know. But I'm not quitting yet. I just said I'm gonna go back to work when he is already at that certain age na pwede ko na siyang, na hindi na niya ako kailangan all the time, kumbaga. Because here's different. We don't have family or relatives na basta mo na lang yung anak mo dun good for the other people, no, na may mga relatives sila na yung mga anak nila doon na pag nag-work sila, and then they have someone reliable na makapagbantay sa mga anak nila. But we didn't have that. For me, it was a luxury, really. It was a good, really luxurious thing na may parents ka or like relative na always ready to say, pag may kayo, lakad kayo, mo lang yung mga anak mo dito, ganyan. But we didn't have that. No, I was really wishing that we have that, but we don't have that. So we just only make it work. So that's what I did. That's what I was thinking. So yeah, I had lost lots of money. Not really lots, but I've lost money because I'm that person na hindi ako basta-bastang mag-give up. Even though na I already experienced failures little bit here and there, like lost money here and there, because I wanna try. If there's something I wanna go into, if there's something I wanna try and it's a paid version, I will really buy it, even though I don't have money. Yeah, I don't have money, but I still buy it, because I wouldn't be able to know what's behind that wall if I don't pay for it, because obviously I'm not allowed, right? Kailangan mo magbayad for a certain software or whatever, or like a course, para malalaman mo kung anong laman nun. Makapunta ka dun sa kabilang side kung saan nandun yung nugget, diba? So if I had to pay, I will. It's not a big amount, but tiny amounts, it will add up. But I was still doing it. My husband was not really fond of it. Obviously, when you're struggling as a couple, hindi talaga kayo magla-line up in some ways, and that is normal. But I don't easily give up. So one day I started selling, but I didn't really give up. And one day I just had this, like what I have right now. I'm making accessories and sell it online, and I have now lots of customers. My products are sent to US, UK, and especially here in Canada, and I have lots of wholesalers. And so finally 2020, it worked for us. Finally it worked for us. We were able to pay off our debt. We were able to like save money, and nag-work na talaga siya. And I remember now, I said to myself na if I quit during that time na I was losing a lot of money and I was really struggling, and I don't know where else to go, what else to do to make it work. If I quit during that time, I don't have this today. So yeah, that's the reason why I quit working. Why I really don't want to have a 9 to 5. I have my own reasons. Number one reason is my son. I wanted to be my son as he grew up. Because that surgery that I had two surgeries actually, one in the Philippines and one here, and both surgeries are the reasons why I cannot have another child. So yeah, I have only one, and every day I'm really trying my best to be there for him because I couldn't experience this anymore. Pag ano na siya, malaki na siya, hindi na yun may babalik yung pag-aalaga na magagawa mo sana while he's still little. So I'm treasuring this time, that time and this time as he's growing up, and nagpapasalamat ako na I did not give up. We did not give up. And now we're already in that position that we're investing into some more places. We're planting seeds, kumbaga, for now, that in the future, my husband will also stop working. He will also quit working because we can already sustain our family with our businesses here and there. So, that's what I can share with you today. I hope hindi kayo na-bore sa story ko. I thought I'm gonna give you that story of ours, bakit wala akong work and why my husband is only the one having a 9 to 5 job here in Canada. So, I hope you enjoyed, guys. If not, please share your thoughts below in the comments. I want to know how I can improve my storytelling because obviously I wasn't born with this skill or talent. So, I wanted to know kung anong gusto nyo malaman or like what topics do you want me to talk about in the future. So, please comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and if you're in the Philippines watching it at night, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.